Okay.
Okay. Today I will discuss one of the most important ways of thinking in economics. When you want to learn anything about economics, you should keep this in mind. Ceteris paribus. What is it? Actually, it is not English. It is a Latin word that can be translated as all other things being equal. Actually, apply this ceteris paribus, this principle is essential in most of the sciences, not only economics. So, in order to establish a law of nature, we need to ensure ceteris paribus. Oh. Okay, so if you want to examine whether there's a causal relationship between one thing and another, you have to hold equal the other factors that might also affect the result. Okay, then let's see how it works in natural sciences. This is my example. Suppose that you add some chemical substance to virus. Well, after that, virus activity got low. Can you say that this chemical substance contributed to the reduction in virus activity level? Well, actually not sure. Because in this example, room temperature was high before you added chemical substance. But after the room temperature actually changed, it became low. So it might be possible that the room temperature that caused the reduction in virus activity level. So in this case, you can just keep room temperature at the same level. And if virus activity is still reduced, you cannot prove that this chemical substance is effective in reducing the virus activity. It was just like this example. Usually in natural sciences, we can control settings so that the things other than the factor you want to experiment with. But in economics or other social sciences, it is nearly impossible. So that is why it is particularly important to bear ceteris paribus in mind in the field of economics. Well, let's turn to an example for economics now. This is example. Suppose that state P reduce corporate tax in year 1. Okay, then in the year 2, its economic growth rate rose to 2.7%. Okay, can you say that reduction in corporate tax contribute to stimulating the economic growth? Not sure, because other states that might not reduce corporate tax also show the growth was actually picking up in these years. So now, what can we do? Well, we have two options. The one is just physically separating the other factors. That is, suppose that you can find an identical state, N state. Well, this is really similar to P state in terms of a lot of factors that might affect the economic growth. But N state did not change reduce its corporate tax in year 1. Then you can compare P state and N state, and so, okay, actually the economic growth rate in P state is higher. Maybe growth was stimulated by the reduction in corporate tax in this case. But in reality, it's very difficult to find an identical state to P state. So the second option is hypothetically controlling the other factors. That means you can use statistical method. Actually, there are a lot of difficult theories about statistics, so you can learn afterward. But you can just know statistics use the concept ceteris paribus to establish that one particular factor contributes to the result. Okay, and finally, I wanted you to think a little about final example. In this graph, the crime rate is higher for local citizen, and lower for local citizen and higher for immigrant. Does that mean we should expel all the immigrants? Well, we have to be very cautious about this kind of statistics. It is ceteris paribus data. Now, let's turn to the next page. Then you can see the crime rate is almost the same among young people among the citizens, the young people among immigrants, and almost the same between elderly students and elderly immigrants. So actually, the crime rate is influenced by the age of the person, and because immigrants include a larger proportion of young people, the overall crime rate tends to be higher. So we have to ensure ceteris paribus before interpreting such kind of data as the cause to expel immigrants. Now I think you understand how important to keep bias away from our mind. Ceteris paribus is really important to keep away from bias. Thank you very much for that.